Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Lighthill Academy, where we'll be talking about new versus used gear today. Now, before we get into that, should you be using gear as a videographer, as a as a designer with your own laptop, an editor with your own laptop, an audio person with your own audio gear to record audio with, or do sound design with? Absolutely. Now, when it comes to video production specifically today, check this link out. A friend of mine, and I would say former instructor as well, Ville, he's up in Finland. He talks about why you should have your own gear as a video production person. This video today, specifically new versus used. When you're starting out as a graphic designer or an audio recording person or as an editor, why I think you should start with used gear. Now, my first reason, of course, is budget. Now, back in 2012, when I bought my first camera, I bought a camera kit. I bought a Canon Rebel with a 55mm zoom lens, a 70mm zoom lens, and that is what I started out with. It was new. Looking back at it and looking back at the budget that I've had and looking at and actually gauging that with the information that I have today, I would have told the younger version of myself, don't buy a brand new camera out of the box. Now, I did do to the best of my knowledge back then, but today I would have given myself very different information. Why? Because of budget. I could have taken that budget, buy a second-hand camera that probably would have sufficed me just as well, or worked just as well, and I could have gotten additional gear like a sound card, like SD cards, like an external hard drive. Things that I did eventually acquire, but I could have gotten it right off of the bat. So budget would be my first and foremost why I think you should buy used gear. You can buy a lot more gear if you make your budget stretched. Now, the second thing I think that is important to know why I think you should buy used gear versus brand new gear. A lot of first-time filmmakers, designers, audio recording people, they think it is about the gear. It is the gear that makes you great, especially when it comes to cameras. If I get a camera with 10-bit, if I get a camera with 12-bit, if I get the Red, or I get this Sony camera, or if I get this, like the Blackmagic Ursa, if I maybe get that camera, that will make me a great filmmaker. And we tend to skip on the detail of learning the craft, learning composition well, learning lighting well, learning working with certain limitations makes you actually think out of the box. That would be the second reason why I would go for used gear. The third reason why I would go with used gear is a reward system, or let me put it rather like this: see if I can stay within the industry. I can't tell you how many people I've seen quit. I was in Rain Dance Film School. I was at Varsity Film College. I did many film school courses. I landed up in Israel doing finishing actually my film school, which I started in 2008. I actually finished in 2014. I did 2 years in Israel at King's School of Media, where we got taught so many different things. But I've seen so many people quit, really just quit, because the creative industry is too hard, or they find some other thing to do. I've seen a lot of people quit. And I think by starting off with used gear, you'll focus on what is really important and learning the principles of your craft. A year into it, 2 years into it, 3 years into it, you can buy yourself that new camera, that new lens, that new tripod, that new slider. You can buy yourself a better laptop or computer to edit with, to do post-production work with, because you're actually staying in the industry. You're actually seeing it through. Within the first 2 years of joining any new film school or actually going through a workshop, I connect with people again and they're not in the industry. So those would be the 3 reasons why I think you should start with used gear before you even think about buying new gear. And my first reason is budget. Secondly, learn the fundamentals. It helps you focus on the fundamentals. And thirdly, as a reward system for yourself for sticking it out and sticking with the decision you have made to go into the creative industry. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Are you for new gear? Are you for used gear as a beginner? Please leave your thoughts. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Have an amazing day.